Hi all, this is V with Art of Wigs. I did get a new wig, but I wanted you to see what it looks like directly out of the box. This is Bell Tress Morning Storm in chrome. So this is the outdoor color. It has a very nice dark root. It's very creamy, gray with some white look to it. I do like this color. I think I'll be able to do something with it. It's going to take me some time though. So I decided, since I have no makeup on, I'm just raw today. It's the 4th of July. Can I say we're not doing anything? I would just bring it out here, stick it on, and show you what it was like out of the box. And then we'll get on with it when I feel like putting on a face. I'll see you in a little while. This is the inside of the cap of Morning Storm. It's open wefting in the back. It does not have an extended nape. It has a velvet nape. The adjusters are pulled in just about as far as I can make them. Velvet ear tabs. The front has into the ear tab right above it, lace front running along here and just into the top of this adjuster ear tab. And then you have a nice, fairly wide, I would say a little over an inch, maybe inch and a quarter width lace or monofilament part. Going lace front, it goes all the way back to the crown. You have closed netting in here, which is probably giving a tiny bit of permatease, but it's virtually not discernible, in all honesty. Good afternoon all, this is V, and now that you've seen a little video clip of when I first unboxed the new wig that I have to review today, Morning Storm by Bell Tress in the color chrome, I'm going to be trying to get some style out of her. Quite honestly, the unboxing was a bit frightening. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to really do anything with it, and I'm still not. So we'll just see. And I'd like to thank FranniesHair for sending this wig to me for review. I know it's been reviewed quite a few times, but I wanted to see for myself how it really looked. And out of the box, it's pretty daunting. So I'm not sure that you've actually ever seen a review before that showed you what it looked like right out of the box without having something done to it. So now I have done something to it. After the little bit of a clip that I put on here of it straight out of the box, I took it out a little bit ago and put it on again, and it still terrified me. So I don't like to use this product, but I did. I sprayed it with just the natural, the Batiste original dry shampoo. Excuse me. I don't like to use it because it has butane in it, and all dry shampoos do now, and that's a carcinogen. But I sprayed it outside, held it in arm's width away, and shook it a lot. I have shaken it upside down by its nape probably 30 times. I have played with the hair and made it go in different directions like this for probably 15 minutes. It has a center part and a bang. And I'm not exactly sure how it's going to look on me. I just know that it seems to have a mind of its own. So we'll see if I can get it under control or not. So bear with me. I'm going to remove my little cap here. Sometimes I wear one of these around the house, just keep my head warm when the air conditioning's running. I get really cold when it's running on me, and the temperature difference is like 85 outside. It's like 73 in the house. I'm freezing in here. So I could never make it in Florida, I'm sure. So I'll remove this and put her on. And I gotta fix this. This is actually I think it's called a wide or large topper grip. There's nothing back here but a little cord. If you have a flattened out occipital bone, it would never work for you to keep an actual wig from riding up in the back. I have a fairly pronounced one, and it feels to me like I don't have any kind of a grip on my head. And I like that feeling for the summer. So I've been using it this summer. So I'm going to put it on now after all of this shaking and moving the fibers around and see if that really made a difference at all. All right, I'm going to put the hairline. Make sure the adjusters are in place now. Made a little bit of difference. Not much. But it did get it up kind of out of that weird pattern that it was going. I don't know. It's like this all over the place. Now, it has a center monofilament part. It has a very nice lace front with the lighter hairs at the front, but it does have a full bang, which is incredibly long for me. The bang is actually 4.5 inches long. I have a 2.5 inch forehead. The nape is 2 inches. I like that length. And the overall, well, the side, excuse me, is considered to be 9 inches. My face is 7. And the overall length is 8.5 to 9, and the weight is 3.1 ounces. It's very light feeling. Now, I didn't like the curl pattern when I took it out of the box, that it just sort of came down and just was stuck in that pattern. So I've just been kind of trying to move it around and see what I could do, because I want my bang to not be all across my face. I would like an opening, so I don't look like Cousin Ed. So just give me a second here to get a little bit of Jon Renau Peace Out cream on my fingers and see what we can do. But actually, it's a bit of an improvement over what it was out of the box. So as you know, I use Jon Renau Peace Out cream. I need to take some rings off here, sorry. In nearly every wig that I get, to get it off the cap, to give me some more styleability. I only use about a dime size tops. Jon Renau's classes stayed a pea sized, and you never put it directly in the hair. You just put it on your finger, and you rub your fingers together until it's warm and it totally has disappeared, but your fingers are tacky. So I'm going to go in here on the cap. This has a monofilament center part and a lace front. I'm just going to make some little circles with my fingers all over the top to even kind of break up some of the part, just to see what I can do with it. If you're in love with Bell Tress's chrome color, then get them while you can, because they have discontinued this color. There are still some Morning Storms left in this color. I just checked it a few minutes ago. I think it's sad that they've discontinued this color, because I absolutely love it. And I'm sure there are a lot of ladies out there, and several that I know, who also are very disappointed in the fact that they discontinued this color. So we'll see what we got going on here. Just going to keep moving around on the cap at the root of the hair. Just trying to make little circles. It's, you know, so much for low density. Low density is all great, well and good, but if you're only 5'1" and you have a little head, sometimes you need a little bit of lift. And you also need some lift or something at that root to help the style. And I think that's a big issue with super low density wigs, is how do you style them? You've got to go back and put some of this lift in it in order to move the fibers around. So I used a little teeny bit more of the John Renault Peace Out Cream to try to get my bang so that it will go over to the side, even though the part will stay in the center. And I'm looking at a mirror over to the side here because it's hard for me to see in my little phone. So it looks like, let me show you that part. Let me get a rat tail comb here. I'm going to look in the mirror to find it, so you can get an idea of what that part looks like. I think that's it. Let me feel. Oops, I think I maybe have it in the wrong spot. I felt a seam, so I'm just going to move a little closer into the mirror. Just give me 1 second. It's kind of hard to find it when you got hair hanging in your face and you're about 2.5 feet away from the mirror. And now I'm into a seam again. Maybe I don't have this on so it's in the center of my head. No, there it is. I think all my rubbing around, I kind of lost where the center of that is. I think that's it. I think you can see it now. Okay. So now for me, I'm just going to move leaving the part where it is in the middle. I'm just going to move some of the bangs so they're out of my face, because otherwise they hang way down here. So I need to bring this over a little bit. I got a little bit of tackiness on my fingers yet. That'll go a long way into moving this over without it being overrun with product. And once you use John Renault Peace Out Cream, in addition to if you use wig wax, you don't have to use it every time you're going to style your hair or every time you wear the wig. All you will do is dirty it up, causing your wig to be shampooed more often than it should be, and it'll wear out your fibers quicker. You merely need to use it the one time, and then if you need to refresh it, just spray some water misted in a mist bottle or just a dollar store squirt bottle on your hands, rub them together, and go back in where you want to do some more revitalization of that product. And it'll just do that. It'll revitalize it, and you will not need to keep using that product. You're spending a ton on product. You're wearing out your wigs because they have to be washed too soon. And think of the stuff with wig wax that you're breathing in. I'm sorry, but I can't use it because of the odor. So I always use John Renault Peace Out Cream. No smell here, and I can get what I want with it. So now, part of the issue with me was it had this curl pattern that came down like this, and it went all over. That drove me nuts. I was like, this would be pegged as a wig in a Manhattan minute by people who don't even know wigs, in my estimation. So by giving it dirtied up a little bit, I guess we'll say, with the dry shampoo, and then shaking it about 30 times upside down by the nape and running my hands back and forth through it so the hair was going a different direction, I was able to break that up and get it a little piecier looking, which I like better than if it's smoothed out into that curl pattern. Now there's a long piece here. This side seems to be, maybe it's the same length. I thought this side looks longer to me. I guess it's about the same. It's just laying different. So I'm going to back comb this a little bit. Do you see how I did that to that curl? You just kind of use your finger and pretend you're teasing it. Okay. And I'm going to go up in here and do the same kind of thing. Just gonna twist it back off my face so I get that bang out of my eyes. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna do some pushing back. So, does this wig have to have a full bang? I don't think so. I'm going to try this little trick. Try to get some of that out of my eye by twisting at the root like this, taking a rat tail comb, inserting it, pushing back once really hard, pulling straight out. Twist again, go down about 1 inch, push back real hard, pull it out. I'm going straight in. It's like I'm ratting my hair, but I'm not, because I'm entering it and pushing back really hard. I can pick up more hair if I want at the side. Do that. And then I'm just going to take this, or I could use my finger and loosen that up a little bit. Now this it feels like it has velvet ear tabs. It's running size-wise a little big on me, and I have the adjuster cinched in. Well, I guess maybe I could cinch them in more. I'm going to pull, no, I can't. Hold on. Maybe this side. When I have to cinch the adjusters in on Bell Tress, what it does is it pulls the ear tabs way back and hits me in the ears. And I don't like that. So Bell Tress caps run fairly big on me. My circumference, since I gained about 25 pounds or 30 pounds from where I was at 110, it went from 20.5 to 21.25 with the grip on. So I don't have to pull a lot of wigs in as much as I did. But that's still, with that circumference of 21.25, means I have to cinch in Bell Tress caps. That's better. And I have less baggage up here in the top. I can still maybe grab 3 wefts or so, but with this style, that's not going to be noticeable to anyone, because it's not, when I walk, it's not going do up and down like that. So I don't worry about it. It has open wefting everywhere else, which is actually my favorite kind of wefting, because I think it's cooler than hand tied. I'm not fond of the way hand tied feels on my head. I feel like it totally encompasses my whole head very closely, and that's, for me, that's an uncomfortable feeling. I realize that that is not an uncomfortable feeling for most people. So I'm kind of liking her now. I think she's cute. I like that I don't have to have a full bang, that I don't have to have like a whole center part, and I don't get to have my oversize. I do think this one side looks like it's longer than the other side. And I'm going to just shift my ear tab a little and see if that helps. I actually just think maybe it's the hair. Because if I pull it down like this, look, it looks to be pretty much the same. There's a little less hair on this side right here. You know, you get those variances. It's not a real big deal. I'm letting my widow's peak stick out a little bit, which is fine with me. I don't care. Or I can put it down like that and you won't see much of it. Now, I want to pull the hair around the nape toward the front. And the nape is really short. It's only 2 inches. I'll show you the back in a few minutes. And I'm coming up here to pull down over my ears by raking with my fingertips and pulling hair. That's so you don't get any more of that see-through look to the back on these beachy wave styles than are necessary, because they look more like a wig that way. They don't look like they're growing out of your head. So I do that on these edges also to get it so it looks more like it's growing out of my head. So what do you think, you guys? Now see, it's starting to get that funny wave pattern. It's not a funny pattern. It is the pattern, wave pattern of the hair. I shouldn't call it a funny pattern. It's just a pattern that I'm not crazy about because it seems too contrived. I'm somebody who likes crazy, messy, kind of funky hair. I don't really want that where every hair is in place doing that kind of thing. And it wants to do that over here. So I'm just going to tousle it by kind of like backcombing in there. And what I also could do, I could use some Estetica sea salt on these curls, kind of get it piecey, as long as it doesn't go back into that pattern. Now I don't think I'm going to try that right now. Well, maybe a little bit here. We'll see what happens. I do really like this because it doesn't stay in a super long time. If you wanted to and you wanted it to stay looking that kind of piecey like you just got it from the mist of the ocean, you can spray it in, scrunch it up, and just put a little bit of wig spray on it, and it'll kind of dry that way. Otherwise, it'll dry and it'll just be back to its normal non-piecey looking condition. And it's totally combed through. It doesn't gum up your hair. It doesn't do anything like that to it. It's really a nice product. So now I've got a little bit of, in all honesty, in the nape, I have a few ripples in my nape because I have it pulled in so far. But if you have a bigger head than I do, you wouldn't have that issue. It's really not an issue. If I had on a regular wig grip, that would take up more space than the one that I have on. The one I have on takes up no space in the back whatsoever, and it's probably only a 1/16 of an inch thick in the top. So it's like I have nothing underneath this, so it's making the cap a little bit bigger. But I don't mind it because it's much cooler and it doesn't feel like I have anything on there. So I'm going to turn around, and it's probably going to look a little messy back there. I can't see the back, but we'll turn around and see what we got. And I guess I'll get to see it in the video also, because I'm not doing anything with it. I keep doing this because that end is kind of bugging me. But that's just my own personal taste. So let me do a little bit of a spin here. I don't think there's anything to shake, so. Oops, I'm out of the camera range. Sorry, guys. Better do that again, huh? This is a heat-friendly fiber, of course. It's Bell Tress. So how much it would frizz, I don't have a clue. I prefer a straight synthetic, in all honesty. But I do think it's cute. You definitely could wear it as a full bang if it fit you that way, or if you wanted to trim the bang. I don't have any real desire to style it any differently than this at the moment. I guess I could do an ear tuck, bring a little bit of sideburn out, something to cover up my black sideburns. Well, I have kind of a black root with this chrome color anyway. But I never do ear tucks much. That's just me. Part of it is because of glasses and the grip and all of that kind of stuff behind my ear, and that the wigs, because of this 11.5 over the tops, ear to ears, it causes more bulk back there. I don't dislike ear tucks. I think they're really sexy and I think they're cool. However, when I try to put hair back there, then I've got my glasses frames back there, and if I have a grip that's going down there, and the wig is sitting on top of my ears as it is because of my small ear to ear of 11.5 inches, it just is a lot of bulk back there. I'm not a headband girl either. The less on my head, the better when I have a wig on. So putting a headband on to me is like just adding something else that I don't desire. But yes, you could do that. You could probably style it on the right, putting the bang going on the right if you wanted to. But just still leaving your monofilament part right there. Nobody knows the difference. If anything, it just makes it look less like a wig because it's not perfect. When your wigs are not perfect, they don't look like wigs. They look like real hair. And I would like to, once again, thank Frannie's Hair for sending this to me for a review. Once again, this is Morning Storm, a heat-friendly wig from Bell Tress in the color Chrome, which has been discontinued, that color. But Morning Storm still has some. So if you'd like her, I would go on FranniesHair.com and I'd grab one while you still have a chance. And that's about all I've got to say about her. I think she's cute. She's comfortable. She's very lightweight. And it just took playing with her. This is an example of how you're not going to see what the real potential of this wig is when you get it home and you just take it out of the box and you stick it on your head. And you're trying to decide whether or not to keep it. Because it looked like a mess to me, a hot mess. I couldn't even get the bang where I could see anything. I felt like I looked like Cousin It. It took some sprays of dry shampoo and some playing with it, moving the fibers with my hands upside down, shaking the tar out of it, and my ever-present and beloved John Rennell Peace Out Cream. So get yourself some of that, and thank you for stopping by. Have a great day, and you be blessed. These are some images that I took of it after I styled it outside in the sunlight. And the next one is underneath my rust orange umbrella. The next one is back out in the sunlight again. Thank you for stopping by.